What's up, Ethan? How are you? Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while. Not too bad. I've been pretty good. How are things on your end? Dying? That sounds extreme. What's up, Diamondtron? How the heck did you get out? How'd you guys get out? What's up, Ahana? You have more parrots. How many birds do you have now? Oof, rough. One died. I thought, how long are parrots' lifespans? Are pretty long, aren't they? I thought parrots live for like human age or like human lifespans. Like they can live for decades, right? Like I was always told that if you buy a parrot, you are basically committing to a lifetime of companionship to that animal. You know? Cockatoos or cockatiels, okay. $10 to 30 years. Okay, that's what I thought. Like pretty long. It's not it's like not a trivial commitment to just be like, oh, I'll just get a parrot as a pet. No. If you buy one, you're in for a chunk of your lifetime with that thing. Even more so than dogs. And I've also heard that like certain birds, like parrots especially, I'm not sure about other ones, are like extremely what's the word, connected or fond or bonded to their owners. And if like for whatever reason you can't have the parrot anymore, it essentially gets depressed and has like psychological issues. Like that stuff's rough. Hamza, what's up, man? How are you doing? Ahana, you know that's what this part of what this game is. Part of this lifestyle of Minecraft is a little bit of factory farming, unfortunately. Although I wouldn't call this 100% factory farming. Well, here's the thing. I'm feeding them hay, so they're technically grass-fed. These sheep are grazing on the grass in this corral here. This is what I would call small pasture grass-fed operation. Factory farming would be at another level, I would say, where I would have much more animals in more confined spaces. Thanks, Hamza. Been working on this Minecraft world for, I don't even know now, a couple months. All right. So as far as the final, when do you need to let me know? You don't really need to let me know until the day of the final. So you can make your decision all the way up until that period in which you would take the final, which would be the last day of school during that finals week. So whatever period on that day, because it's optional. So you just make that decision at that time, and we'll go from there. That's awesome, Ethan. I hope you get a lot out of those birds. Ashi, the test or the exam, the genetics exam, is going to be on the 10th or 11th, that Thursday or Friday of next week. Thursday, Friday of next week. Yep, all multiple choice. All multiple choice. No short answer on this one. Yeah, I'm going to enchant something, Nathan. I'm not sure. So at this point, I've got protection for... I've got a good pickaxe enchant. I've got decent legging enchants. Now, the question is, do I want to upgrade this to protection 3, or do I go protection 4 first on my boots? What are some other, let's pull up some other enchants. My skin, my Minecraft skin, Ethan, is called Osmosis Jones. It's from the 90s or 2001 movie Osmosis Jones. This movie. It's this guy. This guy here, this blue guy. That's my skin. This was actually found by who found this? Adarsh maybe found this skin. This is a 2001 animated movie about basically this guy who travels through the human body, and like he goes through like different parts of the human body. Yeah, so Ahana, by the end of the next week, everything should be in the grade book except one. Whoa! I just whistled really weirdly when I went to say one thing. That was really weird. One thing won't be in the grade book. It's a one last quality assignment that you'll be doing on the day of the final, but it's not really it should help your grade, if anything, because it's a kind of a semester reflection where you just sort of reflect on the semester. So for that, you should be expecting it shouldn't really be like hurting your grade kind of thing. So you'll pretty much know your grade going into that final day. What's up, Gita? How are mineral deposits found? So nowadays, mineral deposits are found through like pretty technological prospecting things. So one of the major ways that it's done is through like sonar, which you send sound. You fly over an area, and it has the device that like sends down sonar waves, and they come back, and they're picked up by a device, and based off the different densities in the Earth's crust, you can match like the frequency of the return signal. It's kind of like, you know how bats use sonar to like bounce sound waves off of things in their environment, so they can kind of tell how far away something is, what it is, etc. We can kind of do that to figure out if there's like a deposit of something under the earth, because it will send back a different signal because it's a different density than maybe like other material around it. So we do a lot of that kind of thing. But usually they're not just flying around in random areas doing sonar. They have general ideas of like certain kinds of geographical areas that would more likely have mineral deposits. So you would kind of pick out the areas that you think are likely, and then you do some prospecting and investigation to find out if there are any mineral deposits or how many there are, and is it worth starting a whole mining operation in that area? Because if not, right, if the area is sort of depleted or has very small pockets, or the pockets are hard to get to, it might not be worth it for the company. But see if there's any other ways. Let's see, mining, prospecting, technology, methods maybe. Let's look that up. Oh, this is a history. This is old. This is not what we're looking at. So here's an example of potentially looking for deposits. So you have this would be in the ocean, right? So you could send sonar down to the ocean floor to detect things. Wow, is this is old school prospecting. Geophysical, magnetic methods, radiometric. So you can look for radioactivity because certain elements and certain minerals give off different radioactive signals. That's why you can look for something like uranium, for example, when you're mining for uranium. Oh wow, indicator plants. That might indicate presence of certain minerals. This looks like a little bit of a dated technique. But, in general, I think the technology nowadays is mostly around things like sonar and radar. Electromagnetic prospecting. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about right here. Maybe it's not radar or sonar. Maybe it's EM waves. Yeah. All right. What's up, Sanjay? Yeah, Ahana antibodies are made out of proteins. What's up, Drew? Nice to see you. Also, it asks whether A is RH plus or RH negative. I thought it had to be either A minus or A positive in order to have that specification. So the way it works with the RH plus and RH minus is they're just like regular, like what we've been doing with alleles, with dominant and recessive. So basically, if a person's blood type, let's say a person's blood type is, like, what example you're using? A. And like a person's blood type is A positive, this is their phenotype, right? They have blood type A positive. That's their phenotype. So this would be the phenotype. Their genotype could be a variety of different things. It could be A positive positive. It could be O positive positive. It could be A positive negative, or O positive negative, right? So basically, this phenotype doesn't tell you exactly what are the possible genetics that the person has. So for example, a positive genotype, anytime you see positive, positive is dominant and negative is recessive. So RH positive would be dominant, and RH negative is recessive. Oh, am I hiding it with my screen? Oh, yeah. I forgot I'm in the upper corner. I'll move over here. So basically, this is like the thing that you have to keep in mind. So essentially, if anytime you see if a person has a negative blood type, like so for example, let's say a person is B negative, you know for sure that their genotype has 2 negatives, because in order to be a negative blood type, they have to have 2 recessive alleles, which would be these Rh negatives. Right? So let's say a person's phenotype is O negative. The genotype for this one is actually really easy. They're O negative negative. So I would say Rh plus for A positive and Rh negative for A minus. So would blood type A be Rh plus or negative? Well, no. So blood type A is different, is a separate. So the A, B, and O thing is one part, and then the positive negative is a different part. So if I tell you a person's blood type is A, I'm not giving you any information at all about whether it's positive or negative. So if you say, well, is it if you ask me if a person with blood type A, are they positive or negative? I have no idea, because those things are not connected directly. Which table? All right, let's pull this up. In bio, let's look this up. Okay. Is this the one you're referring to? These notes here? Oh, this is an error. This is an error. No wonder why you guys are confused. These should be, so when these were transcribed, there was an error that appeared here. So obviously you have no way of answering this question, because I don't give you any information in the phenotype. So let me, okay, I'll have to go over this then tomorrow for sure. Okay, so basically for this one where it says phenotype, let's make this a little bit more, so where it says phenotype here, this should say like something like, all right, let's do this. We'll go A positive, B negative, AB positive, and O negative. So change these phenotypes to include the positive negative signs. If you already turned it in, that's fine. Just make sure you make a note, because there's really no way you could have possibly answered You couldn't have filled out this table unless I gave you this information. You could always just add a suggestion to it on your own. Oh yeah, I guess you can unsubmit. So for this one, I'll just do the first row with you. So if I told you that the phenotype is A positive, where it says RH positive or RH negative, you would say RH positive, right? Because it's positive. And its genotype would be AO plus plus, or AA plus plus AO positive negative, right? That's another possibility. So these are the possibilities here. Those are the possible genotypes for this phenotype. Yeah, Ashi, if you did it that way, that's totally fine. What about the I thingy mentioned in the video? Oh, yeah, so you can write, so sometimes, so here's the thing. Some people prefer to write things a little bit differently. So, for example, let's say, so the other person in the video was Mr. Hajarian. He was a teacher and actually a close friend of mine. And he taught at Monte Vista he now is a teacher advisor. He mentors new teachers, but he likes to use this sort of nomenclature or this sort of style of writing it. He'll go, what'll he do? He'll go like, he'll use I to indicate, I guess, the blood type, and he'll go IA, right? Is that what he was doing? Like IAIO, right? Is that how he was doing it? Rather than just going AO. These equal each other. This is the same. There's no difference here. This is just a different style of writing it out. As long as you understand what they mean when you write these out, you're fine. Catherine, what's up, Catherine? You're asking, is AO positive negative different than AO negative positive? No, they're exactly the same. It would be like it'd be similar to asking the question of like, oh, is, for like, let's say coat color for mice, is big B little b different than little b big B? And the answer is no, they equal each other. And we always write the capital letter first. And in the case of blood types, we always write the positive first. So these are the same. So for example, a person with blood type A can receive blood type O, right? But blood type O, A, and B, but blood type O, A, and B antibodies. So wouldn't the A antibody attach to the A antigen in the receiver and clot? Let me see if I can. So, man, let me think if I can think about your question, if I'm interpreting it correctly. So you're asking. So let's see. Okay, hold on. Let me write this out. So you're saying blood type A can receive blood type O? Yes. This is totally fine. Oh, wait, hold on. It'd be the other way. It would be the other way. Yes, this is good. Check. That's possible. Okay. But blood type O has A and B antibodies. Right. So blood type O. So if I have blood type O, my body produces A plus B antibodies. So you're saying, won't these antibodies here in this person's blood go and attack that A? Is that what you're saying? I understand why you might think that, but it turns out that the amount of antibodies in the donor's blood are so small and so negligible that it doesn't matter. All that matters is what antibodies the recipient has. So the donor's blood, so the O in this case, cannot attack the recipient's blood. However, the recipient has antibodies that will attack the donor. So whenever you're talking about like blood transfusions, all you really care about is does the recipient have antibodies that would attack the donor, not the other way around. Okay, good. I want to make sure that that's what you were asking. Wait, but AO positive negative is different from AO negative positive, because doesn't AO positive negative mean that the A is positive and the O is negative and the other way around? No. So that's confused there. So there's no connection between the AOB stuff. So I want you to think of like A, O, and B as completely separate from positive, negative. These are two separate things. So if I write AO positive and negative, I'm not saying that this positive is referencing this A and this negative is referencing this O, right? That's not related. That's not how it works. It's just that the person's blood cell is has a positive and negative allele, or excuse me, the person has a positive allele and a negative allele, and an A allele and an O allele. They're not connected in any way, though. They're just two separate alleles that code for different things on people's blood cells. How do you determine the positive and negative alleles? Wait, I'm kind of confused at what you mean, Sanjay. How do you determine the combination of positive and negative alleles? You don't, there's nothing to determine. It would be given to you. So let me give you an example, maybe like to clarify. So if I said, let's see, how can I answer your question? How do you determine the combination of positive and negative alleles? The combination of positive and negative alleles would either be given to you or you would infer them from the phenotype. So for example, if I told you that a person has blood type A positive, you can infer that they're going to have two positives or a positive and a negative, because positive is dominant to negative, right? So positive will always overshadow negative. So they're positive because either they have two positive alleles, two dominant ones, or a dominant and a recessive, but the recessive doesn't show up in the phenotype. Now, if I told you they're A negative, you would know for sure that they are negative, because that's the only way for it to show up in the phenotype, right? Again, the difference here is phenotype, and genotypes. All right. Hopefully that was clear enough. Onslaught, what's up, man? CAFO's slash grass-fed pastures, what are environmental impacts at a cow's birth? Mm. Well, that's a good question. The environmental impacts of a cow's birth. That's a good question. I don't know if I would say anything in particular there, because most of the impacts from raising cattle in terms of their environmental impacts are all going to be about the resources that are required to raise them, to grow the animal, and then to, butcher it and ship it, distribute it. So I was thinking, like, if you talk, so at the birth, there's not really like any like direct, like the birth is going to create another organism that will then require certain resources for its life. Only thing I thought about would be the fact that a cow adds to the population. Sure. Yeah. I mean, but like by adding to the population, the reason why that's environmentally negative is because now that cow is going to be taking in resources like using water, energy, and it's also going to be releasing methane through its digestive processes as it eats the grain. So the birth, the literal birth, like the actual birth of a cow, is probably not like in and of itself creating some negative environmental issue, but it's the lifespan that follows. So maybe like farmers would need to have more supplies in order to raise the cow. Yeah. So most of the impacts are at the raising part. So it's okay if you just sort of leave that blank. I mean, theoretically, yeah, like you would say that the impacts are not really the birth itself. Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, Unbreaking 2. Fortune 3. Fortune 3. Fortune 3. I actually don't care about Fortune 3 unless it's on a pickaxe, really, right? Wait, is Fortune 3 good on a weapon? Wait, is Fortune 3 good on a weapon? Not really. Well, you get drops from mobs, right? I'm bored, yeah. Hana, the genotype for... Oh, looting 3, that's right. Not Fortune 3. The genotype for B negative would be BB negative. Wait, is that BB negative? Did you write two negatives there? It's hard for me to tell because it looks like they combined. I'm assuming you wrote BB negative negative or BO negative negative. If you did, then yes, that's correct. But I think when you write two negatives back to back without spacing, it looks like one line, one dash. Okay, so we don't care about Fortune 3 unless it's on a pickaxe, and I already have that. So we don't care about that. Fire protection 3. Do we care about that for armor? I mean, kind of, but we're looking for protection. Wait, where's the list of enchants here? Oh, and there's a fire protection 4 anyway, so. Yeah, O is the only recessive allele. But the reason you don't write it lowercase is because you don't need to write it lowercase because it's a different letter, right? So you have A, B, and O. And so the only reason why you use lowercase is to differentiate it from the same letter that's dominant, right? So in other examples, when we had things like, the fur color for a mouse, and it was like big B is dominant, little b is recessive, that was because we were using the same letter. But since we're using 3 different letters here, the dominant or the upper and lowercase don't really matter. They're kind of like unimportant. Okay, so we didn't get anything good here, so I guess what do we want? We just like do a random level 1 enchant here to reset the table. Smite 4? Smite 4? What the heck is Smite 4? Undead mobs. Seems kind of specific. Sanjay, so for A, B, and O, A and B are codominant alleles, while O is recessive to both A and B. And for Rh positive and Rh negative, the positive is dominant and the negative is recessive. Is that correct? Yes, that is absolutely correct. Perfect. Nailed it. Okay, so we don't care about Smite 4 too much. Protection 3, no, we're looking for 4. What do we get out of a book here? Okay, let's reset the table again. Wait, I think it doesn't. I think don't you get the same no matter what you put in? Oh, it's different for different armor slots? I thought it was just like one general thing. Respiration 3. Catherine, do the antibodies in the donor's blood not affect transfusion because there are only a small amount of antibodies, or because the antibodies can be removed from the blood, or do both count? Good question. Actually, I always thought it was just such a small amount that it didn't matter, but I wonder if they remove the antibodies. Let's look this up. Are the antibodies bodies removed? Boom, look at that. Comes up. Let's see what it says. StanfordChildren's.org. I think mostly what happens when you donate blood, as far as I'm aware, is that it's actually spun in a centrifuge, which separates out the components. And so you would get, it would be separated out that way. But I also am pretty sure that the amount is really small. So like this one says it's mostly spun in a centrifuge, right? But I'm pretty sure that the amount is so tiny that it's not a big deal. But it doesn't look like there's an easy answer to this. I'm trying, I don't see anything that's pretty, obvious. Here's a Reddit post. Why don't the antibodies in donated blood attack the receiver's cells? The antibodies are found in the plasma of blood. After blood is donated, it is spun down, then the plasma is separated into another bag. The remaining red blood cells have very little plasma left, so a transfusion of red blood cells does not cause a reaction to antibody incompatibility. They will, it's just the amount of circulating antibodies is very small. So the top two answers are like both of those reasons. Yeah, so probably both. A little bit of both. A little bit of both. What's up, Appa? Appa the Carry. How you doing, man? I don't think that the antibody could transfer, but I'm not really sure. Ashi, why is the genotype for B negative either BB negative negative or BO negative negative? Like, why is it two negatives? Yeah, so what's up, Haxwell? Nice to see you, dude. What am I gonna do when I hit 1,000 subs? It's probably not gonna happen for a while, man. I'm not out there hustling the sub game. But if I did, what would I do? I would, you know, maybe buy myself a little, maybe buy myself a little cake and eat it too. Just sort of do a little, my own little, like, just do like a little, like, and then move on. Let's see. So Catherine is explaining this correctly. So Ashi, Catherine is explaining this correctly. I think it's just confusing, as is Ahana. So I tried to explain this a little bit earlier. There's no relationship between the A, the B, the O, and the positive negative. These are two unrelated situations. So try not to confuse. Don't think that an A is connected to either a positive or a negative, right? There's no connection between the A, the positive, and negative. It's like two separate things. It's like, okay, here is my blood cell, right? My blood cell is an A and an O allele, and separately from that, additionally, it has a positive and a negative allele. These two are the same gene. These two are the same gene. These are two different genes which have different alleles, and they're not related to each other. What's up, Havoc Squad? My dude. How you doing? Omkar, what's up? Yeah, actually, that's a good idea, Ashi. Like, if I did a Punnett square, this would help us very much, actually. That's actually a really good idea. Good point. Let's do a Punnett square. Okay, so let's say I have genotypes. I have a female who is A, O, positive, negative, crossed with a male who is, let's say, B, negative, negative. This would be called a dihybrid cross. So remember in the beginning, we were looking at one single gene, one trait with like two alleles. So we were like, oh, fur color, and we did a Punnett square. Now, this doing a Punnett square with this is similar to doing a Punnett square where you're looking at fur color and eye color at the same time. You're looking at like two different traits. So we call it a dihybrid cross. And so the Punnett square is actually going to be large. So it's going to be actually really big. So it's going to be wait, hold on. I haven't done one of these in a while. This is going to get dicey. So the way you do this is you do so for every sperm that can be made, so let's say, so this is did we say this was the female and this was the male? So for the female, the eggs that she produced will contain either an A or an O and a positive or a negative. So you actually use the FOIL method. Here you go first. So one egg will contain an A and a positive allele. Draw that. First, outside, one will be an A negative. First, outside, inside, an O and a positive, and then last. So A, oops, that should go here. O negative. And then for the male in this case, this is actually really easy because every single sperm will contain a B and a negative. So we could just go like boom, B negative, B negative, B negative, and B negative. And if you do this cross, I think this helps you see that the positive and negative and the A, the O, and the B are unrelated because you can get any combination. They're not connected to each other. So for example, if this sperm fertilized this egg, you get an A, B, positive, negative child. This is actually, we don't even need to do all this. This is just the same all the way down. Actually, this is really easy because this first row is all that you care about because everything else is the same. A, B, negative, negative, same. B, O, positive, negative, and B, O, negative, negative, and then the same. This is called a dihybrid cross, and that's the idea. I don't know if that helped. So I want you to think of the A, B, and the O as one trait that's related to blood, and the positive negative as another trait that's related to blood. Two separate things. Whew. Hopefully that wasn't more confusing, but you can't donate blood because if you did, the other person wouldn't be able to handle the power in your blood. You probably want to you probably should put that on your driver's license. You know, you can get like a donor sticker on your driver's license. You should get like a caution. Do not put any of my bodily material into another human. May cause death or injury due to power levels. Gita, what's the biggest difference between CAFO and grass-fed pastures? Do we need to know this for the quiz tomorrow? The quiz tomorrow is not on meat production. It's purely on Adobe. It's purely on mining. So it'll be on like everything in the mining overview questions that's related to the PowerPoint slides that I have linked in Schoology and the chapter 14 reading. But the biggest difference between CAFOs and grass-fed pasture is the process by which the animal is raised. So for CAFOs, we have a situation where animals are raised in very, very confined situations, and the amount of the concentration of the waste products they produce and the sheer number of organisms producing waste causes a lot more environmental damage if that stuff is, spilling into local waterways. It also produces a lot more methane emissions, which are climate change related gases. Whereas grass-fed, typically the organisms are hopefully being are grazing in a rotational way so that they're not causing desertification and overgrazing. And hopefully they are their waste is being returned to the soil in like sort of a natural cycle. Yeah, Cell Bio 2 scores are already out. You should know them at this point. Am I going to get any decent enchants here? problem, Gita. Anytime. Aqua Affinity. That sounds like it might be good for like swimming in water. Respiration 3 allows you to breathe underwater for 15 seconds. That's not amazing. I don't spend that much time underwater, so. What is Aqua Affinity, huh? Increases underwater mining speed? Do we care about that? But like, why do we care about underwater mining speed? Well, so here's the thing. If I'm going to be mining underwater, then that respiration actually might be good. Maybe I should have taken that respiration 3, huh? And put it on a book so I could get like a underwater mining helm. But like that's maybe later down the line. I don't know how rare these things pop up. Like, is this like... Seems like not that hard to get the enchants you want eventually, right? So maybe don't waste my levels on something like Aqua Affinity right now and then like come back to this later. Yeah, let's just come back to this later. Sharpness 3. Piercing 3. Yeah, we'll have another there'll be another office hours stream next Wednesday too. So you will always have that coming up. Sharpness 5 increases damage. Okay. That's not good then. Piercing, no. Okay. What did this one give me? Was it sharpness 3? Yeah, that's not good. Boots. Unbreaking 3. Feather falling 4. Wait. That could be handy. If I fall, I won't die maybe. Reduces fall damage. The 48%. Wait, so if you stack if you stack feather falling and protection, you could potentially mitigate your fall damage by 80%. So I could fall 103 blocks and survive. $103 and survive. That's pretty far. But you know what? I think I'm pretty careful. Like that seems like falling seems like an error that you can avoid relatively easily. So I'm going to go ahead and skip on that one. Don't care about that. So let's see what else we can do here. So far, pretty unlucky. Kind of annoying, actually. Unbreaking 3. Unbreaking seems to be very common. Smite 4, nah. Diamond helmet gives me fire protection 3. So we're looking for protection 4, but I'm not finding that. That one's not coming very often. Actually, also what I want is infinity, right? That'd be nice for this. Wait, can you do infinity in a book? Mending. Repair the item while getting XP orbs. Oh yeah, mending is actually really good too. Wait, what does that say? Incompatible with infinity. That's fine. Infinity. Infinity. How do you know if an enchant can be applied? Wait, can all enchants be applied to a book? Or are there some enchants that can only be applied directly to an item and you can't create a book out of it? What are the environmental impacts for slaughtering, shipping, and consuming a cow? Well, the main environmental impact for those 3 processes are greenhouse is CO2 emissions from just the actual machinery used for transporting. So, for example, like if you wanted to, in order to slaughter or butcher a cow or an animal, that requires water and usually electricity, unless you're doing it like a real old-fashioned manual way. But most nowadays, it's done in a large-scale factory operation where you're using machinery to deal with that. So mostly you're going to use electricity and you're going to use water, and then obviously when you're shipping it, you're using trucks and planes or trains or whatever, which require fossil fuels, which release greenhouse gases, and then obviously the electricity is coming from the grid, which most of the time is being fed by fossil fuel power plants, which is another greenhouse gas emitting thing. Consuming, the environmental impacts of consuming the animal is probably pretty minimal. Yeah, it's not the consuming of the animal itself. It's everything that goes into raising it to get it to the point of consumption. Man, unlucky with the enchants today. I had some real luck last time, but today pretty bad. Aqua Affinity. Maybe I'll grab it. Wow. God, this has been rough. Oh, right. You can't enchant on. So for the last column, would we need to write anything at all? Also, are we allowed to reuse our environmental impacts for things like butchering or shipping? Yeah. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of overlap, for sure. There's going to be overlap. So you can definitely reuse. One thing you might be able to say, for the last step for consumption, is in saying that the reason why all of the environmental effects have occurred up to that point is because people desire meat. Like they want to consume it. So simply having the need, like the desire to consume meat creates the entire process that generates some of the things. So the consumption itself, the actual consumption, the process of consuming doesn't really cause any environmental impacts. However, the fact that people want to consume, that need exists or that desire exists, generates an industry that has a lot of environmental impacts. So it's like an indirect thing. What's up, Mr. Chang? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Unbreaking 3. Unbreaking 3. Again, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. I'm going to run out of shovels to enchant. I've already gone through 4 levels. No problem, Onslaught. Anytime. Unbreaking 3 is super common. Protection 4. Protection 4. That's good. That is good. Protection 4. I think we'll do that on the helm here. Wait, protection 4, right? That's the max, yeah. Sweet. Protection 4. That only has protection 3, so I'm kind of like, but... So now we're looking for... Wait, don't I want... Wait, wouldn't it be nice to have... You burned your hand cooking steak a few days ago, so that's nice. You burned your hand cooking steak a few days ago, so that's nice. Good one. Now you know what the cow feels like. The cow's like, oh, you burned your hand cooking my flesh. I'm so sorry. I'm just kidding. Ashi. A little blister. Ooh, you got a grease burn. That's a different situation. Those are super painful. Wait, so when I use that axe, is that useful to put like looting or to put fortune on an axe? Fortune 3. Fortune 3. You burned your hand making some tea. Oof. Oh man, like, what was it? Last week? I forget, like last week or the week before, I burned my mouth so badly on a, so the way I make my lunch is usually I do like meal preppy kind of thing where I'll like on Sunday, I'll cook like a bunch of something and then I can just sort of easily like, heat it up during the day for lunch. And I had made burritos. Like I had made like 10 burritos that I had just put in my fridge. And I put it in the microwave for like what I thought was enough time, but I took a bite out of it and I scalded the roof of my mouth. And it's just getting back to where it should be. Axe, you want sharpness? Well, but the thing I would think about with an axe is because you use an axe to cut trees down, isn't there good drops that you could get from tree? Knockback 2. Oh, they come from leaves. Protection 4. Wow. Perfect. Okay, so we are... Alright, we got protection 4, protection 3, protection 4, protection 4. So my chest is outdated. But... that was before I knew. Anyway, so let's see if we can get this sword enchanted, and let's see if we can get some good books. We're only at level 30, so I can only do one more legit enchant. Nah, protection 3, it's garbage. Looting 2? Looting 2? Or wait, does it go up to looting 3? Probably goes up to 3, huh? Oh, it goes up to 4? Wait, where is it looting? Oh, no, it only goes up to 3. Almost, almost. Close one, close one. So what we're looking for now is anything we can get with mending. Mending is good. Mending, infinity. Looting for the sword. What else do I want for the sword? Sharpness, right? Wait, do I want sharpness for the sword? Sharpness 5? Probably, right? Sharpness diamond? Okay. Wait, what's fire aspect? Sets target on fire. Okay, fire aspect 2, sweeping edge. Increases sweeping attack damage. Okay. So you want to like stack sweeping edge with sharpness on a sword. Okay. Well, nothing there. What about this axe? Silk touch. What is silk touch? Mind blocks drop themselves? Mind blocks drop themselves. Mind blocks. Oh, like so if I hit a block, it doesn't disappear, it gives me that block. Wait, what? Is that right? Am I wrong? Silk touch is an enchantment that allows many blocks to drop themselves instead of their usual items when mined. Oh, I see. Okay, that's I don't know how useful that is. Okay, let's reset this. Am I going to drop out of the... Yeah, I dropped out, so I don't have enough XP. But let's just take a peek at what's available. Wait, sharpness 3? Is that good? Wait, see, I can't remember how many levels there are of these different things. No, sharpness 5. Okay. That's actually bad then. Fire aspect 2. Sweeping edge 1. Efficiency 4. Nah. Alright. Fire aspect 2 is good? I thought, wait. I thought, Wait. See, some things only go up to 2, huh? Oh, you're right. Okay. Problem is, we ain't got enough experience, so we gotta go grind some XP, shall we? Let's do it. Wait, how do you disenchant a shovel? I'll have a bunch of stuff I can disenchant. I didn't know disenchanting gives you levels. Fire charge. Grindstone. I actually don't think I have a grindstone yet. How do you make a grindstone? Wait, do I not have the recipe to make a grindstone? Grindstone. Stone slab, 2 sticks, and planks. Okay, so what do I not... Maybe I haven't made a stone slab yet. Stone slab. Wait, I have stone slabs. Oh, stone brick slab. Can you convert stone slabs back into... You can't, can you? There's no way to take these back to stone form. So I gotta just go get some stone then, huh? Alright. A little bit annoying, but let's take some... Wait, does that give me... Oh, but you use cobblestone. To make stone, right? Let's put this back up here. Just do that? Is that it? And then take this? Oh, that is easy levels. I don't care about this one. Okay, now I can actually get that on my sword. That's actually pretty good. Is there any way to redeem diamonds from a pickaxe? There's no way, right? Like those are just 3 diamonds that are gone now. I am, Hana. I've got my little, it's a small tree farm. It's a start. It's a modest tree farm. Oh, jeez. But, you know, you gotta start somewhere. Don't need that. Don't need that. Put that back. So I need to get my enchant now, actually. wow, that experience fell over there. Torch, arrow. Fire 2. Okay. I think I'm ready to go. I think I'm ready to go. I don't think I need to bring anything else with me. I wish I had more arrows, but actually, that might be good. I should probably kill off some of these chickens to get some arrows. To get some feathers to make arrows. Podzol? Yeah. Trades aren't really worth it. Yeah, they're not good, huh? I feel like feather drops are super rare. Actually, they're not that rare. There's a bunch dropping. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's pretty good. Actually, there's a ton of feathers from that. So feathers, flint, and sticks. Cooked chicken. Wait, how did I get cooked chicken? Oh wait, because my sword set things on fire. Interesting. I didn't realize that would happen. That's kind of interesting. And how did I get 2 leads? Did I accidentally kill the trader when I was swinging? Yosh. What's up, Yosh? A lot of people are having tests or temp checks or checkups or whatever your class is calling them. Is this the same for Mr. Gann's class? Because I'm pretty sure that our genetics quiz is like next Friday. Yes, you're right that the genetics test is next Friday. As far as tomorrow, wait, a lot of people are having tests or temp checks or checkups or whatever your class is calling them. Is this the same? Yeah, next Thursday and Friday is when the genetics test is for all bio classes. Now, as far as a temp check or a checkup or something like that, you may have one. That's usually individual for a teacher. Some teachers might have one to test you on something tomorrow. I don't know. I know that I'm not having a checkup tomorrow for bio. I do have one for apes, but not for bio. So I'm not sure if Mr. Gann has like a mini checkup for you, or if you're just referring to the normal test that we're all having next Friday. I can make a ton of arrows. Let's just make a stack. Oh. No problem, Yash. Not a problem. Anytime. Leads. I got 2 leads. Where I must have accidentally killed that trader because I just randomly like 2 leads randomly appeared in my inventory. All right, let's go to the Nether and do a little bit of XP grinding. I think I'm ready to start going into some fortresses, though. To be honest, at this point, I'm protected up. And I'm pretty good. I think we're ready to try it out. I'm on the same page as you. Nathan, we think alike. What do they say about great minds? Oh, gold armor. I have my helmet here. I have my helmet. I can pop it on when we get there. But thanks for the reminder. I actually had forgotten I even grabbed the gold. Okay, so I know there's a fortress over here that I attempted to get to last time. Oh, wow, that's some knockback effect on it. Wait, are there... Oh, jeez. Are there piglins over here? Wait, I should use my bow, huh? Do bows work on these things? Wow, that was terrible. What did happen to that arrow? Oof. Wow, this is so much easier having this protection. It's like substantial. I remember last time if I got hit by those fireballs, it would drain me half health. Dude, I love how fast this pickaxe tears through the netherrack now. It's just like machine guns through it. It's like crazy. I mean, how hard is it to kill piglins? Wait, if you kill one, do you get like rushed in some way by like a bunch of others? Ashi, for the genetics test, will there be any review things? Yeah, we'll do a little bit of review on next week. So we'll go over. I think we'll make. I'll have like a review. So like on next Thursday or Friday, I think we'll review a little bit in the beginning of class before the quiz too. So just like the schedule will work out where we'll be able to do the quiz in the later part of the period rather than right at the beginning. 28 points. It is worth, let me think, 28 points. Yes, that is true. Because there are 28 questions. Yeah, I'll come up with some review stuff. There'll be like, I think I have some review stuff for you, like worksheets. Yep. Wait, so it's not, I'm not even wearing armor. Wait, if I have gold armor in my inventory, is that as effective? What's the average that people get on the final in bio? I would say that typically, in my experience, having taught the class for a while now, the average that people get on the final is pretty close to the average they get on the other tests in the class. It's not impossible, but it's pretty rare for someone to get like a substantially higher grade on the final than they got on their previous test. But it's not unheard of. So like, for example, I would say, and then for the average on the average on the final has been usually around like 80 to 82%. Well, maybe some years like that, as low as like 78%, but it's usually between like 78 and 82, anywhere between there. And Sanjay, when do you need to let me know when you want to take the final? You just need to let me know basically that day of the final. Oh, I see. So these piglins will now attack because I'm not wearing gold. What if I just do this? Cool. Well, it's hard, Yash, because it's hard because it's so much material. Like, we're talking maybe 3 to 4 months worth of pretty hard material. And to go back and review all of that is tricky. So the questions are a little more general on the final, but it's still, it's not simple. So yeah, I would say that the final's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. So is this a good way to get XP, just to farm these things? Or am I kind of like wasting my time right now? I mean, I'm getting some good blaze rods out of it. So like what I recommend for students in this case, whereas the final is optional, is look at your grade. And if your grade is basically anywhere within 2% of the next higher grade, right? Because remember, what the heck hit me? Remember, in Monte Vista, the way there is no plus or minuses. Right? So like at the semester grade, you're going to get an A or a B. Oh, that's too high. An A or a B. You're not going to get an A plus or a B plus or a B. Those are not going to happen. So if you're at an 85, you are not going to really you have no chance to move your grade, because the amount of movement is within about 2%, maybe 3 if you're really lucky and you do really, really well. But yeah, I would say if you're at like an 88, maybe even like an 87.5, maybe give it a shot. Because also when you're at 87.5, even if you do really poorly, you're not going to drop your grade to a C. Because even if maybe if you got a 0 on it, but I'm assuming you'll at least get like a 50% or a 60%. Try to get 8 rods, Neil. I actually still am not 100% sure what rods are used for. So my recommendation is definitely take it if you're at an 87.5, 77.5, 67.5. If you're within that 2.5% of the next higher grade level. If you're in the middle of a grade level, you can take it if you want, but don't expect anything to happen. And if you're at like an 80, 81, 82, it is not worth even risking, because if you don't do well, you could drop down into that lower category. So it's kind of like a bad move, just from a logical perspective. What is this thing? It doesn't seem to care if I hit it. Yeah, you need over 100% if you have an 86 or lower. So I would say don't expect to get anything over, realistically, even something like a 90, even like a 94 is like pretty tough. Okay. Holy cow. Yeah, for my class, the minimum grade I round up from a 0.5%. So if you have an 89.4, it's a B. An 89.5 is a A. Yeah, I don't show you the decimal. It automatically rounds. So if you have it automatically rounds because you don't need to know what your exact percent decimal is. All you care about really at the end of the day is the grade, right? The letter grade that you get. It's not important to know what decimal you're at because it will round it for you automatically. If you don't want to take the final, can you leave early or study for another subject? Do we have to do something else? So basically what will happen is if you're not taking the final, you show up to class and I bid you a happy holidays. Yep. So you can go work on something else for another class while the people that want to take it are taking it. But I do need to take your attendance, so you do have to show up. But I will let you go within the first 5 minutes or so. So yeah. Okay, what else is there to do in Nether Fortress besides just collect blaze rods and XP? Should I be looking for anything in particular within here? Onslaught, would you be docked? Would you be docked off for the Instagram if I copy and pasted overlapping information? That is, would you prefer a slight change in the wording between? No, I'm not. You don't need to go into like any extra writing if it's not necessary to accurately describe the process, right? So if it truly is exactly the same process, then there's really no you don't need to massage the words differently just because, right? It's totally fine to have the same phrasing. There's Nether Fortress loot? Am I looking for anything in particular? Like chests? Oh wait, I just ran out of arrows. Okay, that's probably my cue to get out of here. Wow, would be nice to have infinite arrows, huh? Because even just making 60 64 plus arrows wasn't even enough. You have to go in the fortress. So where is in the fortress? I don't even know where in the fortress is. I thought I was already in the fortress, but maybe I'm still on the outskirts of it. Go back down here, maybe? I also need to keep an eye on the durability of my armor. That's actually really the important thing to consider, because I have to repair these things. Like, that's just back the way I came. I don't like how you can accidentally walk up onto these ledges. It scares me. This looks like I'm going... This looks like it, huh? Then I went this way. Let's see. Is this worth getting... Do we still come to class? We don't want to do it. Yeah, I answered. Yeah, come for attendance. Oh, there's a chest. Nice. Okay, gold sword and a saddle. Hey, I could put that on one of my horses that I have stabled. This looks like a secret door. Maybe not. Okay, so... do we just have to chalk this up as a dead end here? Is there any way to actually kind of make your way? Uh-oh. What is this stuff? Nether wart block. These are just dead ends? Or is this something I can hack through to get somewhere? Because I still see these bricks. Looks like a dead end, actually. Are some nether fortresses like bigger than others and like have more stuff? so that's that ended there. Okay, came this way. What do y'all have? Do you mostly all have finals in most of your like academic classes, or are most of them not giving finals? So Sanjay, you said you have no final in POB. What's POB? POB, POB. Principles of Business. Okay, so I explored that, right? Yeah, I went down there. That's fine. Let's check out this way. This is on the outside. Principal business, yeah. Some it's a normal test. So it looks like it's kind of mixed. Like most people have some finals, but most classes don't seem to have. But people don't seem to have a final for every class. Okay. There's not that many. Another war. There's not that many mobs down here. Like I was up just as I say that, huh? Hit Q in front of the lava. Jamal? I'll try that next time. What does it do? Another dead end looks like. I'm on this. I don't know what difficulty. I'm assuming this is just the regular difficulty. Whatever was the first. Probably normal. I didn't pick anything exceptionally hard. You can mine lava. Oh, nice one, Jamal. Nice. Nice one, my dude. You're lucky I tested that out ahead of time. Ooh, nice. Some diamonds. Iron horse armor. That's cool. What do you mean, what? Q drops your weapon. I get it. I know. I got it. need to download the latest version of the game. Let me guess, it's Alt F4. Is that the control for downloading? Let's see. Okay, nothing there. All right, I think I'm kind of tapped this place out. Actually, what's up here? Oh, back to the start. Wait, oh, I went all the way around. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're pretty tapped here. This looks pretty done. Pretty donezo. Okay. We'll head out. Yeah, okay. Wait, now I'm kind of lost. Where was it? Go grab that maybe. All right. Shoot, it was the other side. Wrong side. All right, people in the chat, let's calm down. We don't need to get personal here. That's not appropriate. Oh, you little guy, you're coming here? Probably not the best look to air people's personal laundry in public. For real. Appreciate it, Jamal. Stick with trying to troll me, and you'll be good. It'll be all good. If you can successfully troll me, I'll give you some props. 34. I think I'll just go back. I was gonna look for more nether quartz, but I think it's all good. Let's see. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock, so I'm probably getting pretty much done here. Yeah. All right, let's see what we can do. We're gonna add, I'll just see what kind of enchants we can get before we call it. So let's put this stuff back. We got a big old stack of nether rods now, or blaze rods. Wait, what can you do with blaze rods again? Blaze rods. Blaze rods are items obtained from the blazes. They are needed to brew potions. Okay. So you make blaze powder and then you make potions. Got it. Okay. That's good. Nether quartz. Let's... Jack Nicholson. I can't believe... Block of quartz. Oh, you turned nether quartz into quartz. Jack Nicholson, I can't believe you are here. I'm shocked. Aren't you like busy? Like, how do you have time when you're on the set of The Shining 2? How do you have time to check into my stream? And I didn't know that you played Minecraft and you have such detailed knowledge of the game. And I'm a huge fan of your work, Mr. Nicholson. I especially liked you in what was it, Batman? What was the name of it? It was the 90s Batman with George Clooney. The Cloonster, as I call him. I don't know. He sounds pretty convincing. I mean, he's got his name is Jack Nicholson. Like, don't you have to reserve that? And he's got the picture. I don't know, man. It looks like Jack to me. This would be extremely disappointing if this wasn't the true Jack Nicholson. I would be distraught. Some diamonds. Nether wart. I don't know what that's useful for, but whatevs. Toss it in. Flint and steel, saddle, nether. Well, nether bricks. What were they doing? Oh yeah, just putting this stuff away. What a meme, Andrew. You're coming in with it too? Heavy. Today's been like a lot of Minecraft knowledge coming my way. Let's see. Iron horse armor and a saddle. That's actually pretty good. Let's see what we can do. Suit it up. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. How do I left control? Oh man, dude, this is actually really legit. Can you jump? Yeah. Wait, what's the bar? Is that... What would be an economic con? Wait, an economic con... Hold on. An economic con for CAFOs? An economic con? What is an economic con? Well, the main reason we do confined animal feeding operations is obviously because of the economics. So really, there's not a direct negative con to it. I would say if I had to pick an economic disadvantage, or maybe something along the lines of the fact that, like, in the long run, it sort of degrades natural capital, and it can cause some issues related to antibiotic resistance with the way that, wait, what was that? Oh, guessed here. With the way that we expose large amounts of animals to low levels of antibiotics as a preventative, which causes, bacteria to evolve resistance. And in the long run, that's going to be an economic issue, because now we're going to have to spend money to research new antibiotics. And if we can't find new antibiotics, now we're going to have a lot more of the animals will die due to disease and infection, because the antibiotics won't be effective. So I'd say long run, there's a con to, like, all of this. So, like, okay, here's the thing. Like, all of this stuff that we do right now that seems economically efficient, right? Like factory farming of animals, like maybe like large scale monocropping of agriculture, these large scale mining operations, large scale fishing operations, all of these things that we do at massive scales are economically great because they're really efficient right now. But the cost is that you are sacrificing the reason why it's cheap is because you're not taking into consideration the downsides of what that leads to later. So yeah, it's cheap for us right now, but at some point, if you deplete the resource or you degrade the resource to such a degree that in the future other methods will have to be employed to make it efficient, it's like you're kicking the can down the road to an extent. Does that make sense? So, like, currently right now, probably there's not a lot of economic cons, but those economic cons might accrue over time and eventually become an issue. So. What's up, Shanna? How you doing? This mic is not that nice. It's literally, this mic is like a $20 mic. I just bought it. It's like one of the cheaper mics that has like decent reviews. And I just bought it because I use my desktop, right? And I don't have there's not like an internal mic, and it's nicer quality. And it's nice because I can kind of, slide it out of the way and push it around. Pretty good. Not too bad. No, the genetics test is 28 questions, but the final is going to be more than 28 questions. We haven't figured out exactly how many questions the final is going to be. It's probably going to be somewhere around 50 to 70 is my guess, but I'll let you know more once we figure that out. Andrew, what are you talking about enemas for? What is going on? Do you have issues with like your digestive system? Like enemas, I've heard enemas are dangerous. I would avoid them unless you're getting it done professionally. My lights, these are just what are they called? They're called Wiz. I'll show you. They're Wiz lights by Philips makes them. There's these ones. Philips. They're not cheap though. Like one bulb is like $13. So those 3 bulbs that I bought were about, I think when you buy it in bulk though, like a pack, it's a little cheaper. So it was like $30 or something like that. Yeah, they're not cheap. So if you want to upgrade your lighting in your house to smart lighting that has like these tunable colors, it's a little bit of an investment. So it's definitely not something that you can do unless you have some extra cash. But it's cool because you can control it from your app. So I can turn it on and off, which I like. So I could just change it to like, instead of multicolor, I could just change it to like in regular, like if it was just a regular light, it would just be like that, which is way too bright for me. So I just like to keep it on. They call this the party setting, where it just sort of changes colors. It's just on a phone. It's an app connected to your Wi-Fi. So the bulb, the way the bulb works is in the bulb, it has a little Wi-Fi controller. So it connects to your Wi-Fi and it becomes like a device on your Wi-Fi thing. It's pretty good. Jamal, I want to fight the Ender Dragon at some point. I've been playing this game for about 2 months now, just getting the hang of it. It's fun. I actually really like it. It's a chill game. It's good to play during office hour streams because it doesn't require intense focus. It's not like I'm playing like Call of Duty or something where I'm like, I have to like focus intensely on the screen. I can just sort of pause here and there. All right, we're going to call it a night here in a second. I just need to grab, what was that enchant that I wanted? Oh, no, not that. Efficiency 4, no. Wait, all I can use is books now because all of my stuff is enchanted up. Right? I can't. No, I can't really because my setup is all behind the camera. My camera doesn't move. I mean, it does, but it's not like easily movable. It's connected. It would just be a pain to sort of take it off. All you get to see is what you see behind me. That's your only glimpse. So, punch 2, that's not really good. What else can I do here? I feel like I'm kind of stuck now. I wonder if I should disenchant. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'll do. I'm going to disenchant my chest armor to take protection 3 off. So I can get protection 4 on there. Just to upgrade it to what it needs to be. Fire protection 4? No. And then what was the other one I could get? Punch 2? No. Let's see. Okay, let's reset this. Reset. Multi-shot? Nah. Protection 3. Piercing 4? Wait, piercing 4 is what? That's for bows, right? Nah. Flame. Wait, so mending only comes, that's right, mending only comes from a... Wait, efficiency 4 on an axe is probably pretty good, right? Because... I mean, if you're trying to cut stuff, right? Like wood. It's horrible. Efficiency 4, horrible on an axe. Increases so it's only mining speed. When applied to an axe, it increases the chance that the axe may stun a shield. Oh yeah, that's trash. Never mind. I thought it might increase the axe like harvest speed. Impaling 4. Pull that out. Ugh. Okay. Well, that's fair enough, I guess. We can't get anything good. All right. Well, actually, when I disenchant these... Nope, not even enough to get me back to where I was. Okay. Wait, is infinity... Can you get infinity arrows from enchanting table? Or is that only from a villager? Because I know mending is only from a villager. Infinity... Wait, where's I? There it is. Okay, enchanting table. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. That's where we will stop. Alright, folks. Any last minute questions? related to office hour stuff? All right. Well, nice seeing some of you. Some of you were new here at the end. Samuel, Jason, Jamal. Thanks for stopping in. I do not play Genshin Impact, no. I've seen the game. I don't know if it's a stream appropriate game, but I could be wrong. And Jack Nicholson, thanks for dropping in, man. Appreciate you. You're more than welcome to show up anytime. Ashi, wait, so for an AB phenotype, is it possible for it to have the D antibody? For AB blood type, is it possible the D antibody? It would have to be AB positive. It would have to be AB positive. So if it's AB negative, it has the antibody. If it's AB positive, it has the antigen. So open up our little notepad here before we go. You guys got it? You're okay? So if my blood type, let's say blood type is A, B positive, your blood cell, let's say this is my blood cell, it's going to actually have 3 antigens on it, right? It's going to have the A antigen sticking off of it. It's going to have the B antigen sticking off of it. And it's going to have the D antigen, right? So this is A, that's B, and then that is the positive represents the D antigen, right? Which means they're not going to have any antibodies because a person who has the antigens cannot have the antibodies or else they'll attack themselves, right? Now, if a person is A, B negative, again, they have the A antigen on their blood cells, the B, and they do not have the D antigen, but they have the D antibody floating around, right, in the blood. Okay? Because AB negative would have the D antibody, but I thought AB couldn't have antibodies. Okay, so all right. There's something here that needs to be cleared up because this happens quite a bit. And I was actually, when I was looking at one of the Reddit posts earlier, trying to look at some question, like an answer to some of the questions you guys were asking, I saw one person make a post that had an incorrect thing in there where it was like, they said like, oh, so if you're AB positive, you don't have any antibodies. That is false. Let me open up a new pad here. So if your blood type is AB positive, you don't have any antibodies for the blood type. But you do have other antibodies. So antibodies are like part of your immune system. So you have antibodies that fight off, like antibodies fight off bacteria that you might get an infection with. They fight off viruses, parasites, right, etc. They are general immune system things that fight off anything that's foreign to your body, and they help with that. So if you have blood type AB positive, you don't have any antibodies for A, B, or D, but you still have all of these other antibodies for these different things. Now, if you're an O negative, you have all of these things plus the A, the B, and the D antigens or antibodies. So what's the difference between a O negative person and an AB positive person? Just this right there. That's the difference, right? So just one type of three types of antibodies, right? You have the A antibody, the B, and the D antibody. These three antibodies are present in an O negative person, but absent in an AB positive person. But in both kinds of people, they have all of the other antibodies that you would imagine. Right? So if an AB positive person gets infected with bacteria, they have antibodies to attack them. If an O negative person gets infected, they have antibodies to attack them. Now, if an O negative person donates their blood to an AB positive person, it's totally fine. But if an AB positive person donates their blood to an O negative person, now all of these antibodies that the O person has will attack that blood, and that would be a fatal transfusion, which is not a good thing. So that's just a clarification on antibodies in general that you guys need to be aware of. And I think that was probably confusing because we haven't really talked particularly about antibodies as a general concept. So your first introduction to antibodies was probably just here with this blood type thing. So you thought that's all the kind of antibodies there are, but that's not the case. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to call it a night, and I'll talk to you guys later. So any Rh positive, they'll have the D antigens and D antibodies for Rh negative. Wait, what? So any Rh positive, so A positive, B positive, they'll have the D antigens. No. No. That's not right. So there's no such thing as D antibodies for Rh negative. The D antibodies. Okay, so for Rh negative is a weird way to put it. So if a person is Rh positive, they don't have D antigens. Or excuse me, they do have the D antigen, they don't have the D antibody. But it's not the same as saying they have the D antibody for Rh negative. Because Rh negative means they don't have the antigen. And just by the fact that they don't have the antigen, they would have the antibody. But it's not like an antibody for Rh negative. It's an antibody for the D antigen, which is produced by Rh positive blood types. All of these have the D antigen on the surface, right? Oops, that's kind of weird D looking. And then O negative, right, are A negative, B negative, AB negative, etc. They don't have it, but they have the D antigen floating around in the blood. But you wouldn't say this is the antibody for Rh negative. It's the antibody for the D antigen. So if this was a donation, none of these people over here can donate. This is not an acceptable donation because this blood cell will be attacked by these antigens that are present in these negative individuals. Now, the reverse is totally possible. This, all good. which is why if you have a negative blood type, you are much better at donating than receiving. Or not better, but like you're more compatible as a donator than as a recipient. Yeah, it's just the wording, Ashi. I think the way Ahana wrote it was correct. It's just the wording I would say was a little inaccurate and misleading, so I just wanted to correct the wording, just to be clear. But the idea behind it, I think, was fine. Okay. All right, everybody. Have a good night. I will see you later. Peace.